Hi, Bryson. No, what's up? Go find one that doesn't have people in it and join it, and then, yeah. If you need to change the name, you can change the status of the VC. The name itself won't change. I don't have permission to change the names, otherwise I would. Yeah, you're welcome.
Like just stealing someone's. Is there a way that I can add someone? Like, or send a link to this? Okay. Just go to your friends list, guys, and just join off of me. Just right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to some more UAA Esports. Excuse me and apologies for a little bit of the delay when it came to the beginning there, but we're now ready to play. Had some technical difficulties with trying to find a voice channel, but we were able to grab that, so now ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get into the game. So we got UAA Esports up against Minot State University, if I pronounced that correctly. Multiple times over, I actually had to ask the other team how to pronounce it, and I believe it's Minot. So correct me if I'm wrong if we got any Minot fans in the chat. For the longest time, I thought it was Minot. Minot sounds a lot cooler, but unfortunately, we have to suffice with Minot. So let's look at the team bans. So if you're new to Marvel Rivals, as the games are for Tuesdays, at least on live stream, we also have a Super Smash Brothers game going on right now. I will not spoil the overall thing going on right now, but in terms of the scoreline, unfortunately, we did drop set 1. But if I do refresh a little bit on my page over here, it looks like we are doing good so far on map 2. So map 2 looks a little bit better. So hopefully we're able to strike back and maybe we can take it to game 3. That'd be really nice. But let's actually talk about some Marvel Rivals now. So last time around, we saw our team take a dominant 3-1 victory. I believe it was NM State or it was UNM Dusk. I forgot which New Mexico University it was, but we ended up winning. So that's nonetheless a really good sign. So now we are up 1-0, and as you can see as well on the top right of your screen, Minot is also 1-0, so they won their match last week. In terms of the bans, it looks like our team will be banning the tank of Doctor Strange, protecting Spider-Man, banning Namor and Hela, and then protecting Luna Snow to finalize things out. It looks like the other team did some of their scouting report, got that Black Panther ban out of the way, away from Demon King. But honestly, how it was last game, I thought he had a lot better performance on this Spider-Man. So I think we're definitely in for a sight to see. Adam Warlock and Mantis also being banned. So a lot of the Guardians of the Galaxy people leaving the fray. It looks like Emma Stone and Magneto were actually protected, though, by Minot State. And let me tell you, we love that. All right, so compared to last time around, ladies and gentlemen, I have figured out how to actually use the camera work. So don't worry this time. We will not be watching some random Punisher on the enemy team. We will be able to be watching the correct players. So that is definitely something that you want to see. Let us see, actually. Okay. You should be able to hear the sound a lot clearer now. I just know when everything gets started. Here, we can turn up the sound just a little bit. Apologies. I'll keep it at 50. All right, so starting things off, we got the Emma Stone or Emma Frost. Emma Stone, Emma Frost, Emma Stone, alongside Magneto for the tanks. It's going to be a 2-2-2 comp. Ian reprising the role on the Phoenix, as we're used to seeing him on. Last time around, he had a really good game, really good first 2 games of Phoenix, but then the game 3, he struggled last round. So definitely excited to see exactly how he is going to improve his game going forward. First Blood will go down to Low Taper Fade, unfortunately, and that's going to be followed up by Ian as well. So there's going to be 2 members down for UAA, and they're going to unfortunately be forced to back off. Despite the amount of pressure that Demon King's able to hold, unfortunately, it's just not going to be enough for them to turn their gaze over to him. So we do lose first fight, but looking at this team comp from Minot State, I mean, they have a really interesting comp. A lot of dive components, a lot of brawl components. So it's going to be super important to mark the Venom, make sure that they're not putting too much care onto him, other than the fact of just marking his location. Demon King in the background looking for any sort of picks possible, but this is exactly what I talked about with that brawl component. They're able to just stand still with each other, but that's going to be stormed down, and that's going to be the res coming through from Rocket Raccoon. So it makes things a little bit tougher for our team now, as they are all just ended up falling. Grab comes through from Ash, but still not able to complete any sort of kills. So another fight, unfortunately, is going to be lost out. But Demon King is in this game, and Demon King is definitely no slouch of a player, but in the grand scheme of things, he is a substitute for Etho, or known as Star Chicken. So the comp difference, in terms of comp difference, is definitely a bunch of different roles that the team would more rather prefer to play. So things just look a tad bit different. Unfortunately, Low Taper Parade's going to get caught out by the Venom, but just doing support things, just surviving for the time being. Looks like Demon King does a really good job at finding this Luna Snow. Great spot. Get killed by Ian to get the enemy Phoenix as well. But that Storm Ult is definitely going to prove a little bit distasteful now, as we have to force to get these tanks in the DPS. Both supports are down, so it at least allows UAA some breathing room, and they're able to cap the point now. Wait, I've been saying Emma Stone this entire time, bro. Emma Stone is an actress. What am I talking about? Yeah. I'm actually bugging. Okay. So now, the first kill is unfortunately going to go down towards Demon King. So now, the rest of our main members have to fall back a little bit, as Minot State doesn't really have anything to focus on in the back lines here. It's going to be the second DPS down. Demon King, though, will be able to get back in the fight just a little bit quicker than others, but the only fight that he's going to return to is a dead battlefield of his teammates. He might have time to touch to get this to OT, but that most likely will be all she wrote. Nice little bit of a combo here. If he's able to live, that would have been better. Unfortunately not, though, and now it's all going to be up to Low Taper Fade. Utilizes the ultimate. Everyone's popping ult. Wow, we really believe that we can try to win this, but unfortunately not. I mean, from my understanding, I'm pretty sure that you're able to take the ults into the next map. Yeah, you take ults into the next map. That is very confusing that UAA decided to just utilize their ultimates like that. I mean, we have a swap onto the Invisible Woman, so that could possibly be it. But definitely utilizing two ultimates there is very wasteful, because now the enemy team has their Luna Snow ultimate, or they have both support ultimates actually, so any sort of initial fight is going to be just that much harder for our team. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. I corrected myself. It's not Emma Stone. It's Emma Frost. There's a 3-minute delay on stream, if you guys actually don't know. So everything I'm saying now, you actually won't hear until 3 minutes into the future. This is to prevent any sort of stream sniping or any sort of like unfair advantage if you know, either team is watching, to see like ult count, positioning, stuff like that. Looks like Ash is actually going to be utilizing his ultimate to try to bring as many members as possible towards his gaze, but doesn't look like it's going to find anything that he wants. Spiderwebs go out, but not able to find anything. Demon King is going to fall, and that's too many members of UA that are going to go down. And Lord's going to need all the help that he can get, as Ian and him are just absolutely getting pile driven in the back by this Venom. And it looks like Minot will be taking the first point, leading us into just a little bit of a reset for the rest of the team. No swaps other than the Invisible Woman coming out, as Robot will be sticking onto this Cloak and Dagger, so things sticking a little bit different here. Cloak and Dagger ult comes out to try to get our team on a point. Love the aggressiveness, and as in the middle of this fight, Spider-Man should get his ult as well. This is going to be the Magneto that comes down. It's not going to be able to land on the Luna Snow, so now Demon King is going to be forced to at least try to find something for his team to make something happen. It's going to be the Spider-Man ult that comes out very soon, but he looks like he's trying to look for the solo kill first. Spider-Man finally comes out. He's able to get one. Look for the second. Look for the third. Not able to find it, and the rest of UAA is unable to find picks of their own, so this first game is definitely not looking favorable so far. Venom, as you can see, just crawling up on the wall there. Demon King able to spot it out as he swings into the fight. Going to dash onto the Luna Snow, finds these supports. He's been doing a great job at finding them, but that is a crazy freeze from the Luna Snow. So now Emma Frost looking for any sort of picks that they can find, but I mean, at this point, this really looks done and dusted for UAA. A really strong showing so far for Minot State, but UAA just not able to really find their footing in this one. And even if Ian touches this point, it doesn't look like he'll get there. Demon King's able to touch point. That's going to be the Phoenix ult that comes through. Not able to find the pick, but still peppers them up quite a lot for Demon King to at least try to find any sort of angle possible. But as the members of UAA start to tip down, and the tides of fate are just pushing towards Minot on the side of the back of the Raccoon ult. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the first game down. Very unfortunate, but we'll see the substitute swaps most likely come in after this round. So stay tuned, and hopefully next time will definitely be a much closer game and a much closer contest for our team to hopefully take map 2. Bum, bum, bum. Central Park, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't Central Park like exactly where Spider-Man is? Or is that where Doctor Strange lives? I have zero clue. But now let's get into game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Had a little bit of a substitute change. It looks like Star Chicken will be stepping in for Ian. So probably won't be seeing the Phoenix this time around. And honestly, if I had to guess why, it's probably because we are looking to ban the Phoenix. Looks like we banned Storm first. I would assume a Phoenix Protect from Minot. Or am I not? Am I not? Am I no? I don't know. Keep forgetting how to pronounce these guys. I would assume it's... Ooh, a Venom Protect. Okay. So, definitely coming in with the Phoenix ban, right? Surely. I would only say that just because Ian actually is a Phoenix main himself. The player that they subbed out. So, if they were to sub out that player and there's also an enemy Phoenix... I would assume we'd probably go for a Phoenix ban, but they might honestly just go for the Luna Snow or just another tank. Yep, okay, so yeah, there's the Phoenix ban. Okay, so predicted that fairly well. Who they protect now, I don't know, Strange. Keeping the Spider-Man. I doubt they'd ban another DPS, so probably they have to protect Strange here, no? Surely Strange, right? Cloak? Oh no. What's happening? We've lost the plot. Nah, it's okay. Should be okay. Hella Protect comes through. This map is fairly Hella sided, but we do have a very strong Hella on our side as well. So if we do end up going Hella, then I'm not worried by any means. Let's see what the final ban goes into. I mean, maybe another support with the Rocket League or the Luna Snow, unless we're looking to play one of those characters. Maybe the... I don't know. Human Torch looks like it was left untouched. Yeah, there's the Rocket. Okay, so... I wonder if we're going to see the Thing and Human Torch again. Oh, there it goes. Come on, bring out the Human Torch. I would love to see it from Lord. Given this team comp, it's usually either the solo tank of Etho and the triple DPS or dual tank. Okay, yeah, so they're going to go for the triple DPS. Unless Ashes and Flames goes to the Emma Frost. Okay, yeah, so they will be the dual role. So 2-2-2. Team ups come through, but I mean, the rollout from Star Chicken and Lord is just too funny that it's just, from the attacker side at least, it just cannot go unnoticed. And unless Minot did their VOD review, then they have absolutely zero clue what's coming. It's going to be hilarious unless I just spoiled it. Let's see exactly what happens here. So no Hella on the side of UAA, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for Lord to kind of battle towards this, so long as Demon King is kind of putting that extra pressure. It's actually kind of funny looking at this Marvel Rivals team. Half of them are literally Overwatch players as well. Pull comes in, it's going to get the double dash, but he's going to be forced to back away. And I mean, wow, the turn from Minot State. Great communication there to take out Demon King, unfortunately. So now that's going to be our DPS downwards. Lord trying to look for anything he can, but just doesn't find the picks towards that Iron Man. And with the lack of range now with the remaining members of UAA, we're most likely going to be forced to give this one up. A lot of team ups on the side of UAA or Minot, so... Looks like they do want to fight this, though, so they're just going to wait for this time, this portal to go through. Star Chicken swapping towards that Doctor Strange, at least gets back into the fight. It's going to be Demon King to try to at least set the damage and set the tone early that they are there to go. But Lord is just having an incredibly tough time to battle up against this Iron Man. This Iron Man Hella combo is just too much to handle for a flying character. Cloak comes through, but... Not going to protect them for the time being, as Demon King is off to the races. Swaps to the Spider-Man instead of the Black Panther. Star Chicken doing as much as possible as he's getting just absolutely slapped in the face with the rope. And despite a valiant effort, unfortunately, UAA will go down here. Demon King was doing a great job last time around on the last game, but this time around, I mean, they're doing a fantastic job at marking him, so it just makes his job that much harder. But if he's able to find just really good timing with his flanks and such, then he could be extremely useful. Marks the Venom in the back lines. It's going to be extremely annoying for them to kind of deal with here. Lord looks like he's swapping off of that pick. It's going to be Star Chicken utilizing the Eye of Agamotto to try to get any sort of play within the team, but Hella from above is just doing too much damage and forces our team back just a bit and just enough to where, honestly, we might only have one fight left going into this. Lord looking for any sort of angle that he can find towards this last checkpoint here. Looks like they made it up the choke, so things are just going to be that much difficult. But that's going to be the Luna Snowdown, but in trade is going to be 4 UAA members. And unfortunately, they're just not able to find their footing whatsoever these fights. MISU is just doing a great job. But we do have 3 ultimates to utilize here, so things definitely could be looking up for us. It's just all about whether or not that we're able to use them in quick succession. Once again, Demon King getting caught out in the back lines. Down a DPS here. Taking a peek at the scoreboard. Not really much happening for the side of UAA. Lord trying to get as much into the fight as possible, as the Invisible Woman ult will be coming up. He's able to at least grab the Iron Man, so that's 1 pick for them. Things looking up for UAA so far. They're trying to deal as much more damage as possible. That Eye of Agamotto is sitting, lying, and waiting for the Doctor Strange to utilize now. It's going to get grabbed by the Spider-Man. It's going to be finished off. So finally, UAA finding themselves on the upper foot, on the upper hand of things in terms of this team fight so far. Star Chicken able to get the first pick, gets the next on to the Cloak and Dagger. Luna Snow also goes down, and UAA have been doing a really good job at finding themselves in these fights and doing a really good job at cleaning things up. Etho is just absolutely taking over with the Doctor Strange, able to utilize these supports to get some more healing, and Minot have been absolutely stocking up on ults. If you look at the top right corner, all 5 of them have their ultimate utilized, and things could definitely be a little bit dangerous here. Now it's going to be the Cloak and Dagger ultimate utilized first. We still have a couple more ultimates that we can use for ourselves. It's going to be a Cloak from our side used as well to try to keep our team alive for the time being. Invisible Woman of Low Taper Fades, unfortunately not going to be able to live as the Hella ult comes through. That's going to force Star Chicken and Demon King back towards their side of spawn respectively. And despite holding down for a good 2 minutes, UAA finally been their defense broken. So now things are going to be a little bit more difficult for Minot, as they do have to come up towards this choke point towards the end of the match now. But so long as UAA is able to hold it, it's going to be the Invisible Woman ult that comes through a little bit forward than wanted, but still in the realm of things to play with. It's going to be Lord that's going to be popping his ult looking for any sort of thing that he can go again with, trying to finish off this pick so his ult resets, but it's not going to. Demon King also looking for any sort of angle that he can do as he's 1v1ing the Venom here. Star Chicken is unfortunately probably going to perish after that shield falls down. Just too many members of UAA just falling here. Now with only a minute 30 seconds remaining, it's going to be all up to just a couple members here to try to stall and try to get any sort of points possible. Because that payload is chugging and it's almost towards our spawn. And we actually see 9, unfortunately. Demon King was looking like he was going to try to go for the touch, but just wasn't in time. And we find us down 0-3 for this checkpoint now, going into the attacker side. So now coming into this next half, I mean, it looks like UAA have definitely shown some resilience in some areas when it came to that defensive hold there, but it's only so much you can do and rely on to those hero plays, especially from a Star Chicken there. From what we saw, Demon King looking for a little bit of a flank route calming. He sees a Moon Knight, so still is going to be able to get the swing through. Many members calm him, and I mean, you could just see it from the eyes of Minot, is that they just like see Demon King in the back line and they all turn their eyes. Not a single one of them is even like worrying about the front line. They just see Demon King and want to just end him. It's gonna be the grab onto the Venom, deals a ton of damage but not able to do the final blow. It's gonna be Ashes and Flames, however, that dies to the Hela, and one by one that's gonna be UAA falling down, unfortunately, with no trades possible. As Lord's going to go in and get the kill so he can at least reset in time. And overall, I mean, for the most part, I could see the eye, I could see the vision of exactly what UA wants to do. It's just very unfortunate when they lose the first blood. But this time around, though, they are able to get the first couple of picks to at least land themselves onto side. Lord able to get the next onto the Luna Snow. Hella falls as well after being traded. It's gonna be highly difficult to try to take out these tanks, but UA look like they're doing a very good job at holding here. And despite a lot of difficulty, I think they actually capped this a little bit quicker than Minot did. They're going to be forcing their remaining members off. They have to touch point if they want to get on. Moon Knight ult made it a little bit difficult, but they're still able to get the point and start this payload from moving. Damage comes through from that Hela, just doing so much DPS towards our players. It's going to be the Cloak and Dagger trade. And at least Star Chicken will be getting a block closure for spawn. Apologies, actually. It's going to be Star Chicken that's on the Bucky this time around instead of Lord. So a little bit of a swap there. We've seen Star Chickens just do some wonderful things on this character. Would love to see exactly what he's cooking up this time around. UA is doing a really good job at just absolutely pushing this point so far. Venom has been a thorn in our side, though, as he is just not dying. Here we go, gets the first pick. He's able to say again, gets it onto the Doctor Strange. Will he say it? Will he say the line? Will he say the thing? Again, there it is. Looking for the next hit. He's not able to get it, but still UAA is charging. not able to get the grab either. And it looks like Minot might just give this up. Don't know if they have the time to touch here. They actually do. They're going to try to DPS down this Hela as much as possible, but they're not able to. Giving the Moon Knight up that also comes down onto a point, and these are a ton of picks from UAA's side that they're just not able to recover from. So now going to be forced back a little bit, but our spawn piece is very close up, so they might be able to just get this and move on. Oh, they actually did get the point. Wow. So good stuff from UAA, actually, from getting this point now. And I mean, 3 minutes might not look like a lot, but they definitely have a very possible time to get this point onto the checkpoint. Hela's going to get that first pick on the Star Chicken, unfortunately, leaving the rest of our remaining members without their one DPS. Demon King has been doing a good time in the backlines, but that frontliner DPS is definitely going to be missing. At least at the end of UAA, Demon King is able to get the first pick onto the Moon Knight. Definitely a huge pick as he was building up his ultimate. Look in the back ends, doing a really good job at least spawning in a bunch of clones 1v1 from this Venom. And Demon King's almost going to win it. He's getting so much healing right now from his enemy supports. Lord able to find the first pick, quickly traded by the Doctor Strange. But as he tries to fly away, Etho's trying to find any sort of angle possible. Not able to find it, but 2 more ultimates remaining. That's going to be the final blow from Etho. Gets the grab, and he also has his ultimate to utilize after they get up towards this bridge. So far, so good for UAA, as they're doing a fantastic job so far climbing up the ranks. And they only have a minute 30 to at least match what Minot State have done. Things look good. Early pick's going to come through from Star Chicken, however. He will fall, but quick trade. That's going to be the Venom down. Very nice stuff. The ultimates are going to be utilized. That's going to be Lord. Not able to find anything. At least finds one under the Cloak and Dagger, but R also falls. And after that Hela ult comes through, it's going to slow things down from UAA, and we might have to have a little bit of a reset here with 1 minute still left on the clock. Onks go down. Good utility clear from Star Chicken. But little by little, that payload is just walking backwards. It's going to be all up to UAA here to try to find any sort of opening they can. Possibly on the back of this Eye of Agamotto that comes through and actually hits our own members. But Demon King's ult finds 3! A beautiful Spider-Man ult that also falls up onto the next member trying to find the pick. And that's going to be the Emma Frost down as he cleans up the Doctor Strange and looking for the 5th member of Minot State. The friendly neighborhood Spider-Man making its debut and still causing a wreck in the backlines. UAA looking pivotal and a strong moment to have 4 seconds above Minot State. And what looked like a very scary defense, it looks like UAA have finally woken up. And now that they have a 4-second advantage, they'll be able to find themselves on towards the defender side of things. Last time around, honestly, a lot of it was just the fact that UA had a little bit of a comp diff when it came to what Minot State was wanting to run. They definitely had, you know, the thing, the Lunas, or the thing, the Human Torch. It just wasn't working with the given team comp that Minot State ran. A little bit of a counter comp there. So this time around, though, hopefully with this comp that they've been sticking with and finding a lot of success with, Hopefully they'll be able to put up a better fight here. Spider-Man looking for an early pick. If he can at least grab somebody and just rip them off the map, that'd be fantastic. He's going to be running in the back lines. Sees the enemy Invisible Woman, or the Cloak and Dagger rather, but not able to find the pick. He's now regrouping with the rest of the team. Some really strong heals coming in from UAA. Really nice positioning. I like what I see. It at least allows everyone to deal some really good DPS while also being able to get healed. Demon King doing just a good job at not being picked off. As in previous rounds, ooh, he actually almost got picked off. He almost got caster cursed as I say that, unfortunately. And, ooh, just too much DPS as they just get flooded on the front lines. Shields get melted, and from both Magneto, or from Emma Frost and Lord, so unfortunately on that end, we will not be seeing as strong as the defense as we saw prior. Portal's gonna have to come through. Will they touch in time? They do. So they're at least able to stall it for the time being with still 10 seconds left on the clock. Even if they don't win this fight here, they'll at least stall that time, and any time is definitely better in overtime. If I had a dime for any time, I said time. Lord, unfortunately, going to be the next one to fall, but the Invisible Woman ult does come through, so it at least stalls things for the time being and allows the DPS to come through, but Iron Man ult is going to clean things up as well. Hello ult comes through, and an Eye of Agamotto as well. It looks like everyone from Minot State just pressed Q. And this could actually be really strong for UAA now, as they do have Emma Frost. They have Bucky and Spider-Man coming up, so I mean, with 0 responses from Minot State, they over-ulted like crazy. So this definitely could be really beneficial for UAA going into this next fight if they're able to find an early pick. Looks like Emma Frosto will be utilized. It's going to be also followed up with a Demon, or with a Star Chicken's ult, but he's going to fall, unfortunately. Spider-Man comes ult, is able to find 2 in the backlines, but it's going to be shut down by that Doctor Strange. But it looks like it was just enough for Minot State to get off the point in time. Beautiful stuff from UAA. They're at least able to hold it a lot better than last time. And now let's see exactly what they cook up. Maybe they take the risk and go for the Thing, a Human Torch combo. Would definitely be a sight to see if they're able to pull it off. But looks like this time around they're just going to stick to the basics. Oh, maybe Star Chicken and Lord. Maybe they're thinking about it. Okay, no, they were just trying to figure out which one wanted to play DPS and tank. Okay, so Vanguard will be going over towards Star Chicken onto the Doctor Strange. It's going to be incredibly hard to remember who's who, because these two just... I swear these two have like the exact same hero pool on this game, as well as the roles as well. So it's either tank or DPS, or it's either Vanguard or DPS, but they also both play Bucky and Strange, so it's definitely going to be a little difficult to find out. But luckily, I at least have some members like Demon King, who is literally just going to be on Spider-Man or Black Panther, so that makes things a little bit easier. Let's see if they're going to be able to strike back, though. Looking to try and even out the series 1-1. It's all dependent on this round here. Demon King is going to see the Luna Snow in the back ends. He's going to be forced to come back after a crazy spot on the high ground there from the Luna Snow. Had no clue you can even get up there. Stun comes through, but it's able to at least get re-healed now. And Demon King looking for any sort of angle possible. Sees the member and is going to pull in the backlines. It's going to be a Doctor Strange that actually falls first. They see that the Emma Frost is still up there, but they're going to have to take out this Iron Man before anything. They see him flying, but they're not able to cut down the wings so far. Heals have to come through to keep things alive. And despite being down one member, it looks like Minot State have done a fantastic job of trying to reclaim this site, but UAA is just doing even better. Unfortunately, both supports will go down, so that's all the healing maximized out for UAA, and they're going to be forced to falter and regroup now. And with only 30 seconds left, it looks like they only have one more hit remaining. Super unfortunate, though, as they did have the early point for themselves. Doctor Strange absolutely chasing down Demon King here, as he's going to have to get the healing and regroup on this fight onto the point. Portal comes through, and that's going to be 2 picks down. Hela and Luna Snow are going to fall. Looks like Cloak and Dagger's not able to escape as well. Invisible Woman ult comes through, and a little bit questionable, but it is just to secure this fight here, so it won't be too terrible, so long as no one else uses ult. I mean, we don't want to pull a Minot State here and just use all ults and won't be able to push any further. But now that we're sitting in overtime, we find ourselves in the exact same situation as Minot State did. We have to stay on the point, though, and make sure that we push it as far as possible. Lord has his ultimate, so he's just going to have to stay alive alongside the Cloak and Dagger. Would love to see the ult come out, and it does. It's going to be in response to the enemy ultimate, but no! Iron Man ult actually just shuts down everything, and Demon King's not able to stay on time. What a crazy ultimate from the Iron Man. Holy. And wow, we are going to unfortunately find ourselves down 0-2 in the series, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully looking to strike back. We'll see you in game 3. What a game. Finally back into the game. Sorry for the wait once again, ladies and gentlemen. Just had to go through the map banning process, and we had another substitute situation for our team. But we have two substitutes this time. AAA End will be joining the fray after playing on the Super Smash Brothers team earlier today. And as well as Demon King will be subbing out for Ian, getting back onto the team. So this time around, probably not going to be banning that Phoenix, but I would definitely suggest still banning the Storm. Storm is still an extremely strong pick. I hope they don't get too distracted. Oh, the Venom. Yeah, definitely the Venom. That was a nice shout. That member being... definitely was a thorn in the side of UAA, but now finding ourselves on Spider Islands. Hopefully we'll be able to make this start, at least get a reverse sweep. Obviously a reverse sweep would definitely be very favorable, but we're definitely gonna have to see if it all the way comes through. Oh, actually, wait a minute. What just happened? Okay, sorry. I was actually seeing... oh, AAA End swapped out for Low Taper Fade, actually. And then it was Demon King for Ian. Okay. I love the music on this map, dude. It's so vibey. Looks like Hella was protected. We still haven't gone for the Storm ban. And yeah, right there, the Storm's unfortunately going to go through and get protected. The DPS of Minot have been extremely overwhelming. So with these two protections, hopefully we'll still be able to fight back and find our ground. Luckily for us, we don't have any Warlock or Mantis players, so it doesn't look like the bans will hurt us too much. We haven't really played too much of Penny Parker either, so looks like just more comfort bans on their side of things, but ours definitely target banning. The Iron Man ban. Not really too favorable about the maximum pulse that we saw. Oh my goodness, are we going to see a Jeff? If there was a Jeff, this would be the map to do it. As it's going to be Star Chicken on the Jeff. Very interesting. What is the plays here? I am super intrigued on what we're cooking up right now. It looks like we have double DPS, triple support, and Magneto solo tank. Okay, there goes Star Chicken with the swap. All right, I was about to say... this is definitely a comp of all time, because holy, I had no clue what the theory was behind this comp or who theory crafted that, but that would have definitely been one for the ages. But finding ourselves once again on the defense side. Let's see exactly how we're going to be able to turn things around now. It's going to be Ian on this Punisher this time around instead of the Phoenix, laying down quite a ton of damage towards this front half. On the back of this Doctor Strange shield as well, things could definitely look really good here, so long as Lord and Star Chicken kind of bounce back and trade their shields. Could definitely give a lot of angles towards Ian to just lay some massive damage down. Unfortunately, his turret will fall, so it's going to allow them to at least get some more DPS towards the front end. Star Chicken looking for any sort of angle to at least try to block their remaining members, but that's going to be Robot Sim, the first to fall. Able to get traded out. It's going to be the Storm, but the heals are still lacking. It's all on AAA. If he's able to not run out of batteries and still keep everyone alive as the solo healer And unfortunately, he's not going to be able to do so as he falls, leaving Ashes and Flames alongside AAA here to kind of try to deal with as much damage as possible. But the Hela ult comes through early and is able to just pick off too many members there. That's going to be the Hela. Unfortunately, getting the picks, which puts UAA on the back foot, and I don't think we at least have any sort of realm of any world or any multiverse to touch this point now. Gonna have to give up that first checkpoint now and try to play the choker on the corner. We do have some ultimates to try to at least fight this back if we wanted to. But given the angles and given the positioning, it just doesn't look like UAA is able to find really anything out of this. Ashes and Flames, though, able to find 2 as the Invisible Woman ult does pop up. It's in a very precarious spot as most of the ult is encompassed by that tree, but we're still able to find the next pick on Emma Stone. Emma Frost, goddamn. And now we're able to keep pushing forward. Gonna be the Storm ult that comes through, followed up alongside the Rocket Raccoon ult. A little bit of a questionable ult there from Robot Simp that doesn't really pan out in his favor, and now this keeps us a little bit on the back foot here. To try and fight back is gonna be the Shanti Power. Ive Agamotto looking for any sort of angle that he can find. He's going to jump up from the high ropes. Ive Agamotto comes through. Not able to find anything, though, really. After the first 2 stuns come through, it's going to be the 2 kills from the DPS as well as Ian. But that Hela ult from the skies is just doing so much. The DPS of Minot, despite being down 4, they're still able to just claw this back somehow. All left up is Lord, waiting for his reinforcements, but they're not going to be found. And wow, just these DPS is just doing wonders with the Storm and the Hela. And they're able to get that second point. UA have to fall back here before losing any more soldiers on this field. Taking a peek at the scoreboard here. Ash is doing a good job trying to stop the bleeding, but not really easy. Unfortunately, that's going to be the Emma Frost ult that comes through, and just like that, I mean, Minot State is just having a field day on this attacking side so far, and things are not looking good for UAA. Don't know if Ian's going to be able to even touch this, unfortunately. Despite having a lot of ultimates, AAA is going to utilize the Invisible Woman ult, and it forces them in as Ive Agamotto comes through. Stormwall will also come through as well, but they're able to at least keep the healing for the time being. Magneto ult comes through, not able to find anything until the pick from Storm comes through after the ultimate was utilized, but that Jeff ult might spell the difference after the Cloak ult actually is able to come through. That's going to be the Rocket Raccoon ult. They also followed up with it, but their healing from Cloak is still able to keep them alive now. Too many ultimates are going to be popped up, and is UAA able to hold for the time being? Doctor Strange ult, it's popped. It's able to stun the supports in the backline, but Jeff's not going to be able to get picked up. Lord swaps over to the Thing, but nothing is able to hold the line now. And wow. Just pure dominance from the side of Minot State, and things are definitely looking a little precarious now for our UAA team if they want to try to get a reverse sweep. Things have been pretty rough in the last 3 maps. I mean, we've had a different comp in every single one. So it's definitely been quite difficult to find any sort of footing there. All right, now. This is all up to UAA now. They have to get this point all the way towards the end now. And it's going to be Lord and Star Chicken to start things off with their dynamic duo. And oh my god, do they get deleted. Ashton Flames, though, is able to at least pick up Life Squeezer, so at least narrows down the number differential. But that Rocket Raccoon's able to just res that Doctor Strange back to life. So now things are a little bit even now. Lord's going to swap over to the Hella, so no more team up from the Thing and Star Chicken, or Star Chicken and Lord. But still, the DPS of UAA are still holding on into this fight. But as I say that, unfortunately, a little bit of a caster curse says they're going to be forced to fall back now. Minot State doing a great job of holding here. Got to give credit where credit's due. And Lord here has just been non-stop hearing this low health indicator. Star Chicken going to crawl in, but unfortunately for him, he's going to have to turn back and try to help his team as much as possible. It's going to be the Storm Ult utilized alongside the Cloak Ult to try to keep the healing up in time. But, I mean, you could just look at the health bars. Every bit of healing that is replenished is just absolutely taken away from the side of Minot State so far, and it just makes things that much harder for them. Emma Stone, or Emma Frost ult will be utilized now. It makes things just that much more difficult. Despite being able to get that first pick from Ian there, things are still looking grim so far for UAA. Something's going to have to change. Somebody's going to have to wake up if UAA really wants to win this game and at least push them towards overtime. One game at a time. It's going to be 2 early picks, but the Hella ult comes through. They're going to have to try to DPS it down as much as possible. And they're able to do just that. So definitely a little bit of a change of scenery now. Usually in the past couple of games, we haven't been able to just DPS her down. But while we do that, unfortunately, the rest of the remaining members of Minot State are able to just clean up house. And wow, once again, we're just not able to do anything. This is looking super scary so far. We're going to get the first pick onto Tech. So that's going to be a support down. But, I mean, just like that, the Rocket Raccoon is able to take him back. It's going to be Lord, though, going for a flank, trying to look for anything with the ult. Able to deal some hefty damage towards that back line. Able to get one of the supports. Also find the next one as well after the next couple of picks. So things look up now. Both supports down and the tank as well. So UA might find their footing in this one finally. But they're going to have to try to get onto that point so they can at least push it a little bit further. Unfortunately, though, Minot State might have one more attack here. And looking at their ultimates, things could definitely look a little bit rough. Though Star Chicken has his ultimate of his own. He's going to have to try to knock them back as much as possible so they can at least get this checkpoint. It's going to be the Jeff ult that comes through. Hella ult as well from the skies. And although Star Chicken was able to land his ult, he actually gets taken by the Jeff. And if this Jeff is able to spit them out on the map, he just takes them along with him. That's a double kill. And this might spell the end for UAA. Now, ladies and gentlemen, incredibly unfortunate game as we find ourselves down 0-3 in the series. Was a really hard fought in the second and third game here, but just not able to find it. And after that third game, I mean, or after that second one on King Street, just wasn't able to find any sort of momentum there. Very unfortunate for us, but we will see you tomorrow for our Rainbow Six Siege and a Rocket League games. Hopefully we see you there. Give us your support. We have been having a little bit of a rough week too so far. Valorant, Smash Brothers, and Marvel Rivals have all unfortunately fallen to their week 2 matches. Just a little bit of little bit of antsiness after the first week, after so much success we have. You know, everyone's due for a loss, unfortunately, and hopefully we're able to find some success in the latter half of the weeks with Rocket League and Rainbow Six. Tomorrow will be the last streams of the week. Our League of Legends team and Overwatch 2 team both have bye weeks, so we will not be seeing them at the end of the week this time. But definitely stay tuned towards our Instagram if you're not following us at UAA Esports, or any sort of other social media, towards Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch, of course, as you're live here now. So hopefully we'll see you guys then. Keep up your support, and we'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, everyone. Have a good night.